Hello to you all. Welcome to the presentation of my latest release. In this case, it's a new product called Magnificus. So far from my test, it seems to work extraordinarily better than everything that I had so far. And I hope, I hope in the forward test and in the live test it's going to perform the same way as I said in the back test. So far I tested with all crypto pairs that are from the Binance Future, and I would say it works with 95% of them. It doesn't matter the time frame that you are using, you don't need to make optimization. At the same time, I tested with most of the stocks from Nasdaq and New York, and at the same time without any optimization on anything, it seems to produce amazing results. And however, I would like to say I'm a little bit still skeptical, of this, and I want to have a little bit more data before I can say that this product it's what it is. To give you a little bit of details about the logic that I'm using, so you know that you see in general here we have now we have the normal candles, and then we have the some specific calculation candles, which in general they are called non-plot charts because we cannot use them initially for calculating a strategy. However, as you may already know, from my other products, I tend to use I tend to use them as a security, but never with the look ahead function or with the merge. So it means that I'm never going to repaint, and the only thing that I'm getting is the data. So in this case, what I'm doing, I make a combination of 10 securities using those that are specified here, and with all of that, in the end, I'm making a final average. So in that case, I combine that final average with the normal candle that we have right here, and I'm calculating the difference that we have in some sort of percentages. But so yeah, and after that, those percentages, I'm not going instead of using the candle, I'm using a percentage of the calculation. So I'm instead of using bars, I'm saying that the price, for example, moved, let's say, some percentage up or some percentage down, or staying flat, and so on. And I noticed that for the calculation it's much easier, especially for the side market period. So yeah, anyway, at the same time, I combine this one with my already logic that I have, for the trending market. So in this case, you already know it. It's made of countless types of moving averages. But in this case, I'm doing something special. Instead of having different type sections of moving average, I allow the possibility to have multiple starting points, and those starting points, I'm going to multiply them with different variables that I have in order to get different type of lengths. So let's say, for example, I have the length of 5, so I'm going to multiply this one with p, so then I'm going to round that one, I'm going to have 15. I'll go to multiply at the same time the other one with e, which is 2.7, so I'll have 45 or 40, and so on. And I'm of course I'm always using a fixed number, a fixed integer, because you cannot use a float value. So yeah, I tend to say, everything that I'm doing, I believe it's unique. I never saw something like this so far. But yeah, so yeah, as you may already know, the rating for long and the rating for short, these values, tends to go from -1 to 1. In this case, for example, it's telling us that 50% of our all moving averages is telling us to go long, 60%, of our moving average is telling us to go short. So yeah, in general, the values that I recommend to use are from 0 to 1 in both situations. However, you can also use for the short, I notice a negative value. It's going to use a positive value, like for example something like this, and we can see we are going to have 3 times more trades, and at the same time our profit is going to be much bigger. However, it's up to test. You are going to see that one. The special thing about this one as well is that if you notice, you don't see such amazing stuff. Like for example, you only have a 50% win probability, but at the same time a factor or profit factor of 2. But the thing about this one is that we have many trades. So in this case, look at this. We have 600 trades in 4 months. That's a lot of trades. So it's going to convert this product, in a scalper. And if I'm using 10 minutes, you can see more or less that same. We have around 50% and 2.2 profit factor, 500 trades. 500 trades in like 4 months. 4 months, let's say 5 months. 5 3. So yeah, it's more than 3 4 trades a day. And this is with using the settings. If I'm going to go with the negative, like I said, you can see that we can have 10 trades a day, or maybe even more, and while still maintaining the same time. But yeah, these are some of the parts that we have. For now, let's keep it simple, but yeah, if you have to have some ideas, that's going to be this volatility length. It's some calculation that I make multiple indicators. I'm using the common length, for all of them, and at the same time the starting MA length I said. But yeah, in this case, yeah, the starting MA length I recommend in general. For the volatility length, sorry, I recommend values from 1 to 20, and from starting MA length I recommend in general values as well from, I would say, 2 3 to 20 25. Don't go more than that. However, best results I noticed that they are in general between 5 to 10 interval. So yeah, let's take a look, and see how it performs. Let's put 15 minutes one more time, and let's see how it performs. As you can see already, if you may know that the ATH USDT perp we have 0.03% commission. However, I use 3 times more value into this, so I am taking the slippage into account as well. Taking into account that we have so many trades, so I believe that by doing this way, I'm going to take the slippage and I'm going to put a little bit of plus, and yeah. So let's take a look into it. I'm going to take like 20 pairs. You can see, for example, 1 inch. You can see AVE. You can see ADA. You can see Acro. Sometimes it's going to give you a value too big because the profit is too big. You just have to remove the capital a little bit and you will see the values. Then Algo, Alice, and yeah, it looks like it's profitable with kind of everything. I will say 95% of the pairs. Look, for example, ATA, it's a new one. This one doesn't have so many data, but you can see, for example, for September it makes 60% as well. So yeah. Amazing that I don't want you to focus on this one because it's a very big number with a compound. Instead, I want you to use that individual numbers. So in general, the average is much bigger than DOMINUS. If DOMINUS have 30%, 30% per month, this one can easily reach 50 to 100, into average per month. So yeah, it's damn huge. So far, it looks to be much more profitable and much more powerful, than the DOMINUS. But yeah, it still has a big drawdown. You can see some pairs, it's not going to work as expected, like Bitcoin Cash. You can see it has a very huge drawdown. So maybe in situation like, for example, if you are going to move in the settings, like for example, let's move a little bit in the settings and see. Let's see, for example, if we use a 10, if we use it, you see, we can change entirely the entire scenario. In volatility length, we can use 1, it's not going to work, but 14. But you can see if I go 15 here, well, 10. So you can see in this case we kind of ameliorated the situation. So yeah, I'm going to keep 5 for now, but it doesn't matter honestly. So yeah, you can see almost kind of everything. It works amazingly, like huge. Even BTC, we can see not the greatest, but still much better than the buy and hold. That's for sure. Let's take a look at 10 minutes. 10 minutes, same stuff. Graph even better. So yeah. That's kind of what we have, for the crypto. I'm not going to move more, but if you want to look, I'm going to show you a little bit more. But you can see with kind of everything, you're going to see the same results, more or less around 45 to 50% win rate and a profit factor to 1 to 5, more or less. So yeah, it's taking some time to load, but yeah, you can see ATH, ATC, IOTA. I don't know. Kinda all of them. There are some that, for example, Sol is not working so great, but it still works. So yeah, it's up to you, to decide which pairs you want to trade and the settings you want. Like I said, this is for the crypto. Let's remove the commission because, as you may already know, in general you can find stocks, but I'm not going to remove it. Instead, I'm going to leave it on 1% because it's more than what you would pay normally, for a commission in the stock. So let's take a look, at the stocks as well. Look, for example, Apple without any optimization. It works amazingly. Let's see Apple. So in this case, we have all the data from 220 and from 2019 as well. So we can see more or less. If you would just hold, you can see the buy price was 50. So more or less around 300% you will make from holding. With this one, you would make 3 times more. Let's take another look. Let's take a look at SPI. SPI, unfortunately, because the price is too big, we have to change here the initial capital. So if we'll change the initial capital, we can see 150%, and if you will just, you will have around 50% more or less by holding with this one. Tesla, of course, let's take a look at Tesla. Huge value. I'm not even going to enter into it, but you can see 40, so that's more or less around, let's say, 2000%. So we have 12,000, so 6 times bigger than the buy and hold. AMC looks like not the best because it's been heavily manipulated, so I don't recommend to go into type of store. But look, for example, ZEAL, same stuff. You can see started 400, now it's 200. It's actually lost 50% of the value. However, we can see that the stock itself, managed to make something. I don't know, I'm going to take another one. Look, for example, from India. has nothing to do with this market, and you can see as well it works amazing. So the price was 900, now it's 2000, so that's 300% more or less. Well, 2200, yeah, more or less the same, kind of like the buy and hold, not such a big, but yeah, still. I see sick bank. Let's take a look. Look at this one, 8000. So the initial price was 300, now it's 700, only 200% profit. But look, this one it make 8000. So yeah, kind of works with everything. As you can see, in general, the data is there. And as you can see, I make no optimization. I'm using the same values and everything. I recommend kind of, you know, the because everything, like I said, everything is come from the logic from the inside that makes it neat and make it work with all of that. But yeah, now we kind of need some forward test to be sure that this thing, you know, is working as we expect. So yeah, of course I don't expect, you know, to have the same values like we have here, but I do believe it's going to work much better than DOMINUS. You know? But yeah, time will tell, and we will see. So yeah, let's take another look. I will take another look, for example, into Forex. I never looked into Forex so far, honestly, so this is going to be my first time. But we have to remove the commissions. So you can see even with Forex, it still works amazing, you know. But in this case, we have no commission. But let's be honest and put here, for example, 0.05, because this is kind of the commission that we have. So we still have 26%, you know, for 1 year. If you take into account the leverage, that's still pretty great. 10 minutes, oh, 10 minutes maybe even better. So Euro USD, GBP USD as well, Euro Japanese. So yeah, I don't know, Chow USD, let's take a look at Chow, let's take a look at gold as well. I didn't look into it so far, so but looks like the price is a little bit more. So let's take a look at least. Let's take no commission for now, but yeah, calculate 10%. So yeah, even with this one, looks like it takes it, you know, pretty damn good. So yeah, this is regarding the strategies. Now I want to speak with you regarding the alert version. So let's go back, for example, with ATH USDT. So in the case, you know, of the alert version, for now, like I said, I'm using no risk management. What means that I'm only exiting, you know, when we have an opposite condition. So what you are supposed to do when you are creating the alerts, you know, you are going to have two alerts, and you will have long short exit and short long exit. So long, in this case, for example, here we will have initially, we will create an alert, and this one, let's say it would be long entry, and then at the same time we can create another alert, but this one should have, you know, this one should have the delay of 5 seconds or 10 seconds, you know, it's up to you. But then we have another one which is going to be using the same one, which is going to be the short exit. And the short exit is going to exit initially without any delay or whatsoever. And the same stuff, you know, when we are going to make the short. So we are going to make, for example, the short entry, and the short entry will have 5-10 seconds delay, and then we will have the long exit, and the long exit it will have 0 delay. So when you are going to make, you know, the commands using the 3 commands, I always recommend once per bar close. This, I suppose you already know it. So yeah, this is more or less surrounding the alert and the risk management for now. In the future, I will add as well some take profits and stop loss point. However, if you are afraid and you actually don't know, you know, but like I said, this is very important. I expect you that in the next following weeks, maybe even 1 month, to play with very small quantities. So let's say you take a $1,000 account maximum, and you put like what, $15-20 per trade or something like that. So in the worst case scenario, you're going to lose 1,000. At least this is what I'm going to do as well, you know. So if this thing is not going to work, but let's hope it will. But if it won't work, you know, at least the worst case scenario, we're going to lose 1,000. I don't want you to risk your capitals, the big capitals and stuff like that, because like I said, this is a beta test, and these things that I'm doing it right now, I never did it, and the results are too fucking good, and I have to be optimistic a little bit and skeptical as well. So that's what I recommend to do you as well. Do all the tests you need, you know, you test it, live test it, and so on. But like I said, you know, don't risk too much money into it. And if these things is going to go like expected in the next following weeks as well, and in 1 month, and we are going to have the result more or less similar to what we are seeing in the backtest, then slowly you can start to escalate and elevate that portfolio and put more and more money into it. Like I said, remember always, patience is the key, and sooner or later, you know, you're not going to get rich in 1 day. Instead, it's going to take you some time. So yeah, just have patience, and as you can see from my side, I will try to do my best always to improve my products and to bring you the best products around, but at the same time you have to fight with yourself and control your psychological issues, you know, that you have. So yeah, I hope you enjoyed, and see you next time. Bye bye.